FlossTube! It is Thursday the 11th of February 2016. I am once again in my room. My mum is home from her business trip, so I've been thrown out of her office. So yay, we're back in my messy room again. I hope the chandelier above me isn't too bright. I did try to switch it off, but then the camera was struggling because there wasn't enough light, so hopefully you're not being completely blinded by me. Before I carry on, I just wanted to say thank you so much to everybody who has commented and liked and subscribed to my channel. It feels so lovely to know that there are people out there, and I'm really enjoying the interaction with the FlossTube community. I'm really enjoying being part of Stitchmania on Facebook. I recently joined the Heaven and Earth Designs group on Facebook, and if there are any other cross-stitch groups that you can think of that I should join, I would really love that. I just love talking to people about it and finding out what everybody else is doing, and I'm just finding it really inspiring. So thank you all so much. You get the biggest thumbs up from me. Yay! So I'm going to carry on with my no editing thing, although it still feels a little awkward. It just saved me so much time last week, so I'm going to carry on with that. And I also had a comment from Laurel Campbell, who said that she really enjoyed the videos without the music because it was easier to hear me speaking. So thank you for that. I will therefore stop putting jaunty music behind me. It's all just part of feeling really awkward and trying to cover up, so I'm gonna just own it. Done. Right, before I get on to the actual cross stitch, I had a few questions from the last few videos. The first one was from Painting with Thread, Shana. I hope that's right. And she asked, what video editing program do I use? So I am a Mac girl through and through, and I use iMovie. I have iMovie on my phone as well, and I occasionally use it on there, but I mostly use it on my laptop. I'm not that, I don't find it that easy to use, but I've had quite a lot of practice, so it's better than it used to be at least. And I'm quite used to using some of the other native Mac programs. So yeah, I think it's fine, and if you're interested in using it and you don't, then give it a go. I'd be happy to answer any questions if anybody has any. You can probably tell I'm not brilliant. I noticed in my last video where I'd put a title for one of my whips, it obviously didn't save, so it just says title, and I felt really, really good about that, but no, that's fine. It takes my videos about 3 days to upload, like 3 solid days, so if I notice that there's a problem after I've uploaded it, that's it. I'm not taking it down and doing it again, so you're stuck with it. The second question that I wanted to answer was from Thread Garden, and she said that she lives in Tasmania and commented that I have a lot more Australian cross stitch than she does, and I guess that's because I went there on holiday, so I was like, yeah, I want souvenirs from this trip. And she asked if I visited Tasmania. No, I did not visit Tasmania. We went to Brisbane, then the Sunshine Coast, and then Sydney, and then Melbourne, and then we flew across to Auckland, Queenstown, back to Auckland, and then back home. And we were away for a month. It was my boyfriend's best friend's wedding, so we went over for that and then added on holiday. It was really good, and I love Australia. I wouldn't move there. My mum was like, I was a bit scared that when you went out you would come back and be like, right, I'm emigrating, but I've already emigrated once in my life. I grew up in Africa, so I thought that I would just, stick with the UK for now. She wanted to see my Arrowtown cross stitch, so I'm going to try and get this out with a minimum of crinkling. Should have taken it out before, really. So when we were in Queenstown, we did quite a lot of travelling around, and I found it was a craft shop in Arrowtown. I cannot remember for the life of me what it was. Anyway, I bought this. So this is the buildings of Arrowtown, and it comes with 14 count vintage blue Ada, that's Zweigart, some DMC cotton, and it's got 3 full skeins of yellowy shades with it, and then some other shades. Good night.
Very nice.
It's mad happy. And this is Craft Co Limited. It's 100% DMC, and this is on my planned projects. So that's my Arrowtown. That's my Arrowtown cross stitch. Okay, I have some stashquisitions. I wasn't supposed to be buying anything, but I did. So I've put this all in the wrong order now. So I bought, oh, there's a needle there. Spare needle minder, it's fine. I bought some fabric. I went to my knitting group last night, and it's in a shop in I went to my knitting group last night, and it is in a haberdashery craft shop thing in Modbury in Devon, and she sells fabric and yarn and all the things. So I bought some Essex linen, which is white. This is actually half of it. I haven't actually counted what gauge this is yet. It looks quite fine. It looks finer than I'm used to. I would say it's at least a 25 count, if not more. We shall see. And then I also got some more linen. This is also Essex linen, and it's in the camel colour. So these are just offcuts. Vicky, who's the owner of the shop, which is Hulu in Modbury, and it has a really good online shop as well. Just a hint for you UK people and international people. Anyway, she's just got in some big bolts of this, and these are offcuts, so I thought that I would try those out. I have a plan for a project which will involve a stitch dictionary that I got. I decided that I was going to try out some specialty stitches, so I bought that fabric in order to try have a go with that. I don't know if I'm going to necessarily try out a specific pattern. I might just have a go at doing some freehand specialty stitches and see what comes out. So that's the linen. And then I bought some needles to go with it. I didn't really know what to get, so I've already got loads of cross-stitch needles, and then I got some quilting betweens, size 9s. They seemed fairly small, and there were plenty of them, so I figured that they would come in useful, and I'd give them a go. Don't know if they'll work, but we'll see. I don't know. This is all just probably planning for a project that's never going to happen, but anyway. And then I also fell down and bought another pattern. So my mum and I have a real thing for Van Gogh, and I found one of his paintings that had been converted into a cross-stitch pattern by Rhiannon's Cross Stitch on Etsy, and it's the Starry Night pattern. I'll put a picture of it in here. And I bought that and decided that I would have a go on it. It looks quite complicated, there's lots of patterns, it's full coverage, and I'm quite excited about it. I don't know when I'm ever going to stitch it, but it's in my library now, so too late. Right. I put everything in order and then changed my order, so it's all the wrong way around, but that's fine. I have a new start. So I finished my sheep last week, you'll see him in a bit, and I needed another sort of handbag project. So again, when I was in Australia, I bought my koala bookmark, which you saw last week, and then I also bought a pelican one. Well, actually, I got it for my birthday from a friend. In fact, the bride of the couple who got married. And this one's on linen. So it's my first time working with linen, and that's all I've got. I made myself a new needle minder. This is a badge that Tilly Flop Designs made, and I decided that I was going to make it into a needle minder. You see that there's like discoloration on it. That's because it was in my studio and it all got a bit wet and it rusted. So that's why I decided to turn it into a needle minder rather than use it as a badge anymore, because it's a little bit, well, it's almost 100% perfect. So that's my pelican, and I'm enjoying him. He's a Danico design, and he's another bookmark. But as I said with the sheep last week, I don't know if he'll, as I said with the koala last week, I don't know if he will stay a bookmark. We shall have to see. Okay, more whips. Let's find them. So my rotation is going really well. I finished with my Leopard on Sunday, so this is where he was the last time you saw him. And I haven't really done that much more. I posted on Facebook when this happened. Basically, I made a mistake, and then I got really frustrated trying to figure out where I'd made the mistake. And I did eventually figure it out, and I've corrected it now, but it took up a lot of my stitching time and it made me really mad. So, oh, hang on, let me take the pattern off. Okay, so this is where he is now, and I reckon I've done maybe that much since you last saw him. And I've made myself a new needle minder. So it's a Hufflepuff badge, which I bought at Platform 9 3/4 at King's Cross. There's a shop there. And I'm in Hufflepuff, as according to Pottermore. So I made that because I wasn't enjoying the button that I had on, even though I went on about how much I liked it last week. So just to remind you, this is Leopard's Gaze. It's a Dimensions Gold Collection kit. It's on 14 count Ada, and I had a comment again from Painting with Thread Shana, and she said maybe I should take a photo every day so that I feel like I've made some progress, and I have been doing that. So I will have edited in at this point, hopefully, a progression of my daily photos, and you'll see how much progress I've made on some days and how little I've made on others. Somebody else said that they also hated the needle minder, not needle minder, the thread organizer that come with dimensions. So I bought another set of bobbins just so that I could sort that out, because it's really getting to me still. But that's gone away now. That won't come out again until March, so it's a bit of a moot point at the moment. Oh, there's my pattern piece. Okay, so what I'm working on this week is Bunny Moon, and here's a photo of him the last time, or her, I haven't decided. No, it's a him because the baby's a him. This one's going alright, actually. I've been quite busy, but I have managed to complete the star and the other side of the bunny and this bit of the border, and now I'm ready to go on to here. I am timing each section so that I know to the minute how I'm going on him, and I do that just by writing down the exact time that I start stitching and then the exact time that I finish stitching as well. And that needle minder is the penguin that I made, and I made a complete hash of the type of button that it was last time. It's a shank button. So that's it for my whips at the moment. No, it isn't. I completely lied to you. Sorry for that. I also started a Fizzy Moon free kit that came from the world of cross stitching, and that is this guy. So this one just stays by my bed, and I'm not very far on it at all. I don't know which way up it goes, but that's just for, I sometimes can't sleep at night and I don't want a big project and I don't want to have to get out of bed, so that one just sits next to the bed. And I have a needle minder, which is kind of completely pointless because it's such a small project, but anyway, this is the needle minder, just another button with the neodymium magnets on the back. I'm going to have very exciting Needleminder news for you in a few weeks' time. Anybody who knows the Veiled Stitcher could probably guess what it is. Okay, where are we? Come on, Corey. Finished objects. Okay, so I finished my sheep. I'm really pleased with it. I haven't washed it yet, so you can still see that it's a little bit grubby here where the hoop was. And I had mentioned that I wasn't sure how I was going to finish it in the last video, and I had loads of suggestions, mostly that I should make it into a little cushion. I like that suggestion, however, I've had another idea. What I thought I would do is I would get together a load of different colours of floss, and I would do the pattern again, but I would make psychedelic sheep. So I reckon if I do 2 more of these, and I make like one, I don't know, purple and one violet. Wait, that's the same. Come on, Corey. Orange. Purple and orange. You know. Then I could make quite a cool wall display. So, thinking on that one. And then when I went to put them away in my little mini whips, mini FOs box, I found a few others. I don't have the exact details for what patterns these are to hand right now. I will make sure that they're in the box below. I do have 3 days while this is uploading to edit that description. So this one's a little hedgehog. I have no idea when I started or finished this one. And this one is an Emperor Penguin, which is another one of those mini kits that I was saying I'm obsessed with. So this is probably going to go back into that little quilt that I was talking about. And then I also found these 3, which were my own designs. 1, 2, and 3. And I designed these a few years ago. They're so basic. I barely designed them. To go on cards, and then I have also written up the patterns, and they're on Etsy. I think they're like 60p each, so I'll put a link to those in case you're interested. But I really like them. They take maybe 45 minutes each to stitch, and I used the Christmas tree to get practice with French knots. They're not brilliant, but yeah. By the way, if you're looking at my nails and thinking, God, what are those white things? I have no idea. If you have any idea, let me know. Everybody always says it's a calcium deficiency, but I have spent years trying to make myself not calcium deficient, and it hasn't affected it at all. My gran has them, and she had German measles when she was little, and took medication for that, which made the white spots go away, and then they came back as soon as she stopped taking medication. So if you are knowledgeable about that sort of thing, do let me know. Okay, so I'm going to do another crafty tag. I was going to put in a talk about repetitive strain injury here, because it's something that I really battle with. I spend a lot of my time crafting and also on the computer, and I did a lot of research into it a few years ago, and then I got a doctor to check the information as well. So I have quite a lot of information which is currently on my blog, and there will be a link to that in the box below. But there's various treatment options that I've tried out and have worked, but I want to make that a separate video because there might be knitters who watch my channel but don't watch the floss tube videos, who might be interested as well. So anyway, onto the crafty tag. So this one is this is the crafty tag by Pam Reed, and the link to her video is in the box below. And this is, do you do crafts other than cross stitch? And she wanted a show and tell. So, oh my gosh, yes, I do all the crafts. I am, I would say, primarily a knitter. I do a lot of knitting. I make commissions, I make presents, I do all of the knitting basically. I spin my own yarn, I felt, I dye, I weave. I do basically things that you can do with fabric. I give it a go, which means that I am, what's that saying? Doer of many, master of none, or something. This face is me wondering if I should carry on or if I should just restart this whole video, but no, I'm gonna forge on. Come on, Laurie, pep talk. So, show and tell. That's it. I got distracted. So this is one of my current projects for knitting. I'll show you all the yarn first, and whilst I do that, you have to guess what I'm making. So this is all Cascade 220 Superwash, and it's all American. It's from Seattle, I believe, and it's the first time I've used it, and I am loving this yarn. There's a very specific set of people who might get this from the colour, and I know that you're all stitchers. I think I've already shown you that one. Okay, have you got it yet? I'll see if I can hold them all up at the same time. There's 7 colours, and I do have more than one ball of each colour. Wow, this is like every knitter's dream, clutching an armful of yarn. Have you decided yet? Okay, I want you to write it down. I'll get rid of all this. Okay, here's your next clue. I am 40 rows through 1044 rows, which is 3% of the way there, and I'm already an hour and a half into knitting this. And it is a Tom Baker 4th Doctor Who scarf. And it's for my darling boyfriend, who I have been together with for 4 years, so it's our anniversary present. And, God, it's a lot of knitting. Okay, I think I've lost track a bit. So I'm gonna ask you a question, and then I'm going to go, because this one's rambling, and wow, it's been a long day. Okay, so here's my question. I have been invited to a trade and media only craft event in Birmingham on the 22nd of February, and it's the event that I have been invited to specifically as a blogger's breakfast, where I get to do a workshop as well, and it's all sponsored by DMC. So I wondered if there's anything that you guys would like me to scout out while I'm there. So because it's a trade show and a media show, they'll be showing all the kind of new stuff that is about to hit the markets in the like really big craft shops. So that's where like Hobbycraft and John Lewis haberdashery sections will go to those shows to see what is available. So is there anything that you want me to look out for? Because if there is, I have a chance to try it and to take photos and to give you a review of it and to tell you what to look out for in the coming months. So if you have any thoughts, then do let me know. It generally works better for these shows if I have an idea of what I'm looking for before I go, because the point in me having been invited is that I have a blog and I have a YouTube channel, so I can tell all of you about it. So if I know what you're looking for, then that's ace. So let me know. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this one wasn't too rambly and that you enjoyed it. And the no music, there is somebody that I would like you to meet. She's going to be mad at me, but I don't care. Help. This is my sheep cat. Say hello to Flosstube. Not impressed. This is Tonks. He's my kitty. So that's all from me for today. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time. Have a wonderful night, day, time, and happy stitching. Bye!